My name is Toney Earl Jr., and I'm from Spring Valley, Rockland County, New York.
And my name is Tarik Greene, and I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
I represent change. I represent the one's ability to fall, as we all do at times, some harder than others, but that resiliency that it takes to get back up and keep pushing forward. And I represent positivity.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to just echo that. I mean, I could go into a long difference, but I think at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's a representation of change, a positive change. Um, in many ways, I want to be able to say like I represent the new black man, in a manner of speaking, and I mean that in the sense of my surroundings where I came from. There was a uniform mind frame, and people just didn't think outside of that particular box. And so for me, in a lot of ways, it's new, and that's what I would love to be able to say I represent.
I think the need from change within inspired me to empower others and inspire others to change as well.
And I think that for me, the need came about from just knowing all of the numerous injustices of young people going through the criminal justice system.
M.A.D.E Transitional Services is a reentry agency that services formerly incarcerated men and women. Basically, men and women returning to the community. When they do so, they need skills, resources, jobs, and also just overall support with the transition from a life of incarceration back into the real world with responsibilities, employment. So successfully helping them reintegrate back into the employment workspace. Not so much just employment, but identifying a career of interest for those individuals so that they can progress, and ultimately increasing public safety in the community by reducing recidivism.
And those are some of the long term and the major goals. But on a smaller scale, we like to help them get there. Many people, men and women, when they return home from prison or from jail, don't have basic identification. So we like to help them get their Social Security cards, help them get their birth certificates. If they're going to go on social service, we like to help them get at least the applications out of the way so that the time can begin to run. We're trying to do something with social services now where that can be in place for them.
M.A.D.E stands for Making a Difference Every Day. In startup, as any business, whether it be nonprofit or private sector, obviously in the beginning it is a challenge. So it's really just the support of local agencies, the support of the community, getting behind what it is that we're doing. We also have a preventative component where we work with the youth to hopefully prevent them from needing our formerly incarcerated services. Those things are along the lines of mentorships, workshops, family days, activities for the community that we try to allot a certain amount of efforts to, again, in an attempt to prevent. So just having the community on board, also winning over those who are also in this space, working with us in the field of reentry in regards to not necessarily speaking for those who are part of that population, but standing beside those who are part of this population and allowing them to kind of take the lead and be the voice. And whereas those who aren't can kind of take a supportive role as opposed to a leadership role.
And of course also finances, funding for the program is always desperately needed, for lack of a better term. For example, when I was saying that we like to get them their birth certificates, well, Toney and I were in contact with the Office of Vital Records down in Manhattan, and one of the things that they will not do is waive there's a fee that's associated with anyone who tries to get their birth certificate, and they won't waive that fee even for people who are incarcerated and on their way home. So, you know, just to be able to pay for them to get those papers and is a struggle.
You can log on to www.M.A.D.E, M-A-D-E transitions with the S, that's plural, TRANSITIONS.org. There is, under the contacts, there's a donate button. You also can feel free to log on and keep up with what we're doing as far as upcoming events and some of the work that we've already done, as well as the work that is ahead of us in the community.
You can also get involved by reaching out to Toney and I directly. So that's t.greene@M.A.D.E-transitions.org. Or you could call us. My number is 917-243-2929. And Tony's?
Yes, sir. Mine is t.earl@M.A.D.E-transitions.org. And my mobile number is also 347-387-7910. We welcome all to speak with us or any questions. We're more than willing to help. A lot of the work we do right now is pro bono, as we are in the process of securing funding. But if you have any relatives that are returning from prison in the immediate area, we encourage you to have them reach out to us as we seek to assist. My definition of peace would be order, lack of disruption, and just overall decency.
I've never been asked that question before, so it's something that's deep to me. But if I just had to fly off the top of my head, I know it would include something like the absence of violence, the absence of war and violence, totally. To begin with, you know, for starters, it would have to include that. But it would require some real serious contemplation and thought on my part to give an in-depth answer to that.
When I speak to the youth, I encourage them to allow someone like myself that has traveled down the wrong path and has made the necessary changes in my life for the better, to allow me to be your wet floor sign, allow me to be your caution sign, so that you do not have to travel down and make some of the terrible, unfortunate, poor decisions that I've made in the past. And dream big, dream big.
What I would like to say to the youth is, you know, you are the future. You know, we represent the past. You are definitely the future, and make it the best that you possibly can.
We actually are in the process of putting together our 2016 calendar, where we plan on being very active in a host of different events, ranging from job fairs to this late winter. We'll be having our second annual Unity Day, where it's around youth basketball. Some fun activities for those who aren't into basketball. So it's an overall fun event for the family. We'll also be having our second annual fundraiser coming up, and where we're anticipating being able to announce that we'll officially be tax-exempt federal 501c3 status. And there'll be a host of others. Again, these events will be listed on the website under the events tab. We'll have current and upcoming events there as well, so please be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, same events, yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, that's it. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.